Hey guys, zedtv here. Welcome back to another video. So today I would like to do a book review based in a fictional book which I have just recently finished reading, and it was amazing. So I have to do a video based on it and release my emotions towards this book and what I've learnt from it. Yeah, so if you know me from my study account at least, you'll know that I'm a massive World War Z fan. Zombie books, zombie related stuff is something that's really interests me. World War Z, just in general, is amazing. I've obviously got the film. I've obviously got the PS4 game. The PS4 game which I've completed twice now through the campaign, and the film which I've watched about 5 or 6 times. The most out of any film I've watched. I had to watch Frozen because of my sisters a couple of times, forcefully. But now I'll finish the book for the first time. So, World War Z, if I have to give it a general rating, I would actually give it a 6 out of 10. Mainly because there are parts, I mean, the chapters are split into basically, the whole book is based around, I've got to reword this. So, the guy in the book is basically an interviewer, and it's post-zombie war, so the whole world has just gone through, there's references to World War One, World War Two, and just gone through World War Z. World War Z being a massive viral outbreak of zombies everywhere in the world. And there's this guy that goes around to different people in different countries, from like Russia, Canada, Romania, India, the UK, and even Antarctica. He travels the whole world talking to loads of different people who are ranging from teenagers to school children to mothers to architects to war heroes and soldiers to submarines or pilots and everyone. And the chapters split up on individual experiences and their recounts of the war and what they felt. So there are parts where the book does get boring, especially halfway through. So the book's in chronological order from the first cases and the first infected all the way to the end. But it's all after the war, if that makes sense. So it's talking about the past, but when the interviewer is talking to the individual, it's present. It's really hard to explain unless you read the book. So I'd really recommend you buy it, because I managed to get it for a really good price. You can get it for Amazon or eBay for really cheap prices. There are, even though the book does get boring at bits, it's about 300 pages long, so he interviews so much more people, and as you go along it gets really political and it gets really real life. So it's not really a joke of a book. Yeah, it's just absolute chaos just thinking about it. There's a few sort of bits of the text that have always stuck with me, mainly the endings. For example, the submarine guy, he had to actually escape China because it was just so out of control, so he ended up stealing one of the government submarines. And he talks about the whole process. Yeah, so he talks about the whole process from actually stealing the boat from being a highly secured area to actually surviving for a couple of days. Then this is the bit that always stuck with me. He sees another Chinese submarine in the distance, and he thinks that the government sent one after him because he's breached law. But while he shoots his missiles, and just before the explosion, he sees the sort of number plate engraved on the metal, and it's actually the one that his son got for his birthday. So you can imply from that he killed his son, but you don't know what's happened because it's a cliffhanger and it just moves on to the next story. So things like that has really stuck with me. I mean, there's obviously going to be spoilers in this in this video, so if you do want to read it, go ahead and read it, because I absolutely recommend it. If you're a fan of zombie or action or just an adventure in general. Another bit that's always stuck with me is that the architect, so he's obviously known for making loads of houses and plans. His house comes under threat, and the room he's in, compared to his family who are stuck in the dining room, he actually has to save his own life by like jumping out the window and running off, and you can hear the screams of his son and his wife in the background. It's another bit that's really stuck with me. And there's obviously so much more, which I'm not going to cover all of them because I want you to read it. So the chapters do vary. So some of them are like 1 page long, others are like 5 or 6, and some are like 20 to 30 pages, and it just really is really good. Another key point: zombies. The terminology used by different people varies. So some people call them Zeds, some people call them Zach, some people call them Z's, some people call them G's. So you can sort of see different people reporting it from different locations and different everything. It's just some of the characters, I would say, do have little meaning. So I know that quite ironically, I don't know much of the characters. None of the characters have really stuck with me. The only two are probably the architect and the submarine driver, but obviously there's so much characters in there, it's full of them, and it sort of loses the importance in them. And he only talks to the living people, so obviously the people who he is interviewing have survived and gone through traumatic experiences, and it's so relevant now, COVID. But COVID doesn't turn people into zombies, thankfully. So World War Z, amazing book. I'd highly recommend it. I don't think I'd read it again, mainly because I've just read a fiction book, and now I would like to try and finish these 2 books, which I've referenced in my other videos. So The Selfish Gene and Population 10 Billion. Sociology, biology, perfect for human sciences. I plan to talk about these in my UCAS personal statement, hopefully, because I've heard some really good reviews about both of these. And I'm enjoying them so far, so maybe book review on those soon. But yeah, a short video, I think, but that's about it, I think. World War Z has been an amazing book. If you'd like to check it out or give it a read, you can get it for quite a cheap price on eBay, as I said. Might have said I got it for £4 on eBay and on Amazon. I'll leave a link below. Even though it's nothing to benefit me, I just really think books should be read more. Technology these days do take people over, but books are absolutely incredible, because I would say the books are better than the films. Even though this book was nothing like the World War Z film or the game, they were all different, but again, the same sort of area. Max Brookes, amazing author. I'll probably check him out more. So yeah, that's my review for today. Hopefully I haven't really bored you much, but I need to upload this. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I've encouraged you. If you don't like World War Z, at least I've encouraged you to read, because reading is amazing and it'll help you in life.